Okay, so I've gone over a bunch of things that have to do with bookkeeping, accounting. Should you have an accountant, your role in the bookkeeping, but we haven't really got into any of the nuts and bolts. And that's what we're going to talk about now. Setting up your actual bookkeeping processes. And I'm going to share with you the simplest way that we do it with our simplest clients, the sole proprietors, the solopreneurs that only have a couple of bank statements, maybe a couple of credit card statements, and it's simple. The process is simple. What we do is we ask them for their statements every month. We either import it or manually enter the transactions into whatever bookkeeping software that we're using. Then we reconcile. We reconcile all the accounts, credit card, even if it's a barter account, it has to be reconciled to verify that it balances, that all the transactions have been accounted for. Now, the last thing that we do is categorize everything. Now, a lot of the transactions are categorized on import, or when we manually enter them, we're going to choose the right category unless we don't know what it is. Now, with our system, what we do is any transactions that we don't categorize, that we don't know, goes into unclassified, uncategorized. And what we do is we create a spreadsheet with all of those transactions. We send it to our client and say, can you please explain what these are for? Pick a category. If you don't know what category it belongs in, give us a description of what it is. Is it personal? Is it business? And that's our simple bookkeeping process for those smaller clients. Now, if you're doing billing, you want to record accounts payable, that it's a whole different story. But what you have to consider, what you have to keep, foremost and front, is that you have to keep records. You have to have a paper document or an electronic document to back up the transaction, unless it's less than $75. But that's in the record keeping, which is in the next video. You need to record that transaction into your system. Maybe on the paper document, you stamp it recorded. You put the date. We've done that for larger clients. And maybe now you have an accounts payable, and then you got to see when are the accounts payable due, and then you pay them. And this is how you set up the process. Nobody's process is the same. Unless you're, like the candy store, the smaller type of accounts that we just talked about. And even them that are as simple as possible run into some complications, because sometimes they have transactions that have to be micromanaged, or they have some kind of wacky thing with a barter company. But the bottom line is, whatever the transactions are, they need to be captured some way, somehow, and entered into your system. Okay, if you have any specific questions, this can be confusing, so please go to timewithjoe.com and I will be happy to answer your questions. Thank you.